Who is the SEO with the most tattoos? Which search marketer builds their own cars for fun? Who used to be a ballet dancer? It's time to go deep into the lives of your favorite search marketers. This is Behind the SEOs with your hosts, Yosef Silver and Mordy Oberstein.
Welcome to Behind the SEOs, where we strip away the facade of your favorite search marketers and bring them to life. I am your host, Mordy Oberstein. You might know me as the liaison to the SEO community for Wix, and I am joined by...
My name is Yosef Silver. I'm the founder and CEO of Fusion Inbound.
And today I have a very special guest for you. But before that, you can find the Behind the SEOs podcast at Behind SEOs on Twitter and, of course, at BehindTheSEOs.com. And, of course, you may subscribe on iTunes and Stitcher and Spotify and wherever great podcasts are found. Okay, let's get right to it. We have a wonderful guest for you. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of Yosef. He's a friend of yours way longer than me. I mean, I barely call him a friend. I've known him and crapped on him on Twitter a couple of times. But other than that,
I mean, what else is friendship, really?
Oh, he's speaking already. Damn it. You're ruining this podcast and we barely started. Yosef, I think you should introduce him.
Today's guest, we have Yuriy Yarovoy. Yuriy is the Chief Growth Officer at Warrior Made. Yuriy, welcome.
Welcome.
Howdy.
You're allowed to talk now.
I'm allowed to talk.
You were always allowed to talk, but, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, like, who can
Protocol.
interrupt Morty's, like, announcer voice? You know,
I know, that's right.
I don't want to get in the middle of that.
I wish I had another career as like a baseball announcer or something like that.
Yeah, but like it'd probably be for the Mets.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're gonna get to this.
That's the justice in life, right? Like you make it all the way, you become an announcer, but the Mets are the only people to hire you.
Hey, it could be worse. Could be the Pirates. Anyway.
It could be the Pirates.
I'm telling you, like, my uncle's a Pirates fan. Oh, it's brutal. Yosef's like, what? Baseball? Americans.
There is a part of every podcast where I'm reminded that I didn't know how to grow up in this country. Every single time.
And I will.
And this is it. It's come early.
It has come early.
I think in every podcast, I've either made fun of tea and or the Queen.
Don't make fun of the Queen. She's a sweet old lady.
She is a sweet old lady.
Sweet. Have you seen The Crown? Yosef, you watch The Crown?
She has immense responsibility.
She has zero responsibility.
There it goes.
Other than being the largest landowner in the UK, she has no actual power.
Here comes the American, right? What are they for? They do nothing.
She can authorize, she's the only one that can declare war.
Really?
She opens and closes parliament, and she owns a lot of land.
Doesn't seem
and her
right.
family is like a lot of drama. If you've seen The Crown, like there's a lot to do.
Yes, that documentary that's fictionalized on Netflix. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
I wonder if she watches it.
You know they're watching it. Come on, they're sitting around.
How old is Queen Elizabeth?
427.
She is 91, 92.
Good for her, man.
Yeah.
Whew.
I think the Queen Mother died at 103.
Those are some good genes.
Anything
All of
the,
arranged marriages for land and power have clearly yielded good genes.
She is 94, not 93.
She's 94. Wow.
I didn't realize that my grandmother was so close in age to the Queen. My grandmother's 91, so...
Wow.
Is there like a knitting club that they can all join? And
yeah.
So what are we doing here? Are we just going to talk about the Queen, or like...
We could.
I mean, I'm fine with it. You know,
and we would have alienated our entire UK audience, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine demonstrating my ignorance about the monarchy.
Right. But while I am ignorant, I have very strong opinions about it.
That's what being American is.
Right.
Although you no longer live in the U.S.
Hey, that's true, but I'm still very American. I'm the most American man in Israel.
I've been Wikipediaing while you've been bantering, and the Queen Mother died at the age of 101.
That's impressive.
Yeah, she died on, I think it was Passover. I remember finding out that she died.
Was that on purpose?
Did she die on purpose? She had the best healthcare in the country. I doubt it.
Joking. Maybe we should talk about Yuriy.
Death is a choice, Morty. Death is a choice.
It is sometimes, in a way.
Yuriy, should we talk about
this
you?
This is going to take a dark turn.
Oh, I really don't want to go here. Okay, so Yuriy, tell us about your life. Best interview question ever.
Hey Yuriy, what about you? No, one thing, Yuriy, that I like about having you on the podcast is you have a lot in common with some of our previous guests. You, Heather, Lily, you like the outdoors. You like, being one with nature. And I think you're our first West Coast guest. Ooh. So I would like to dive into a little bit of that. But you are not always from Santa Cruz, right?
I am not.
It's your nail home.
From Philadelphia by way of Kiev, Ukraine.
Philly.
Of those three locations.
Philly.
Yeah, my wife and I got tired of winter, so we decided to leave that behind. Look, we live in a time of we live in the most location independent time of any generation at any point, right? Like outside of maybe like nomadic humans early on, right? We have a choice of where to live. At least it's a very privileged opinion. I clearly, right? But I didn't have to stay in Philadelphia my entire life. There's this wonderful book, Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari, and he has a co-author that I always forget. But they did a study of where did people find love? And, in the 1920s, they looked at Philadelphia, and something like 80% of people married someone from Philadelphia. Or it was no, it wasn't. I'm making these up. But it was some massive percentage of people married someone within two block radius. And another large percentage of people married someone from their building, right? We've expanded. We have the opportunity to travel. We have the opportunity to move. We don't have to stay in one place. So if I don't want winter, I'm getting the hell out of winter.
Do you regret so I don't live in winter either anymore. That's terrible English, but I haven't had a real winter in a long time. Winter? I don't live in winter anymore. Winter,
it's the choice of snow, really. That's
the thing, right? But I sometimes miss the snow.
Yeah, I can drive to Tahoe, look at all the snow, bounce around in the snow, pick it up, throw it in the air, and get the hell back in my car and drive the hell away.
As long as your neighborhood isn't on fire again.
That is true, yeah. But get this: fire and snow don't get along, right? So if there's fire, there's definitely not going to be snow.
I think I'd rather have snow.
Snow's I love snow for the first day in the city, right? Because it's beautiful, it's glistening, everything's quiet, right? And then it gets gross very quickly. It at least in Philadelphia, it freezes, black ice, it gets gray, slushy grossness. People walk through it. It's just it's no longer charming.
Isn't that how Philly always is?
No, it gets worse with snow.
Okay.
I've never been to Philly.
Philly's actually not bad.
It's a wonderful city. Yeah, it's a great city.
I always crap on it, but
yeah. Well, you crap on it mostly from a sports perspective. It's
right?
A great city.
It's good. It's really nice. I mean, I actually spent a summer there at Temple when I did this Teach for America program, and they threw me at Temple. Yeah, so they threw me at Temple to do my teacher training for 2 months.
Cool.
That was interesting. That was not the best part of town, but
it's gotten better.
Has it? That's good.
North Philly has gotten much better. Especially since I've been gone, just my friends that live there, they're not only, I'm not saying that home prices are a direct indicator of how much better the neighborhood got, but just there's restaurants that have opened and it's become much more walkable. Yeah, it used to be a very unpleasant part of the city for safety reasons.
When I was there, the campus security were counting rifles. I'm all right, this is interesting. I've never seen that before.
You live in Israel, dude.
Yeah, that was before I lived. I was from New York, and I thought I've seen it all. I'm from New York, and then I went to Philly. But
I didn't see that many guns and rifles when if a soldier got on a bus or something to go home, they'd have a gun on them. But
it was more like when you're at the Shook and you're randomly you'll see a patrol walk by, or you're walking into a store and you have to go through metal detectors. There's just the constant reminder of security theater, right?
Right. It is theater, which is interesting, but it's a whole different conversation.
It's I'm not knocking it, right? But it's more it's theater for theater purpose, right? The more you see it, the more one, it puts your mind at ease. And two, it any bad actor sees that as a potential deterrent. Although, if you're really motivated, that ain't gonna stop.
Nothing says security like a 19-year-old with an assault rifle.
Yep.
We'll say every time I get on a bus in Israel, I clearly fit some sort of profile because, I get on a plane, train, go into malls, and they just let me through. Every time I get on a bus, they stop me.
Oh, really? So yeah. I do a thing. I don't want to talk about this too much because this is not about Yuriy. So. The way this works, the Hebrew accent, I would say, is if you speak French, you probably have a very good Hebrew accent.
Mm-hmm. The American, nasally.
Right? The American accent in Hebrew is literally you speak like you're Gomer Pyle, you sound like an idiot automatically. Right? It's true. I'll go to the airport. When you drive to the airport, they really tighten security before you even get to any of the terminals. Right when you get to the airport, and they make you roll down the window. And I just in my the thickest American Hebrew accent I possibly can. Shalom, and they're just go, get the hell out of here.
I don't have time for this.
Stupid American.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome. So wait, so would you do you go back to Philly? Do you have fans? We'll get to the fan thing. See
I
what's
have
in my
many
mind.
fans in Philadelphia.
Right.
They all happen to be friends and family.
Right,
But, you know.
right. I'm asking, you still have friends and family in Philly that you go back?
Yeah, we don't have any family in Santa Cruz, which makes having 2 kids difficult. But
Congratulations on the second kid.
Yeah, you just had a second
Yep.
kid. That's awesome.
How is that adaptation going? How are you sleeping? Do you remember?
yeah, she's
Pretty good.
she's starting to sleep better, and that
That's
means Sarah's starting to sleep better, which means I'm starting to sleep better.
Awesome.
2's hard.
Dude,
Yeah.
2's really hard.
tell me about it.
Like I almost don't want to, like, I want to skip to the point where like she could sit up on her own.
Okay.
Like at that point, like usually the baby is a little more reasonable.
Children are
You
never
know, I think that's the
reasonable.
hardest thing with like you can't like reason with a baby. Like I would argue that
I
reasoning
don't know what
with
you're
like a
looking forward
2.5
to, but I
year
can't reason with my 10-year-old.
yeah, like reasoning with a like 2.5-year-old is hard, right? But at least there's like some logic that you can play with to kind of get them to agree or disagree or whatever, right? But with a baby, it's just like it's like talking at a wall. Like there's not much you can do other than like, you know, bounce and
Right.
No, but wait, with the baby, like you don't like where they are or what they're doing. You just literally pick them up and move them.
That is
They
yes,
have
that is a perk.
opinions.
It was arguably like the best time to travel. Like when my son was I went to Moscow and he was like 8 weeks old. Like we
Right.
flew 3 times with him before he was 3 months old. Like we traveled a lot with him. He probably
Baby
has
travel
like
is
more
awesome.
frequent flyer. He's probably been on more flights before the age of 3 than I had been up until like age 15.
It's awesome.
Yeah, babies
Do
are not
you,
bad.
obviously, this year travel isn't a big part of 2020.
Yeah.
But are you like? I know you like. I mean, you live in a beautiful part of the country. You have like beach, you have forest, you have all. I mean, you have everything, and clearly no snow. Have you taken the baby out on like are you bike riding and hiking and all that stuff with the baby yet? Is she still too young?
Not yet. The birth was a little difficult on Sarah. So she's just getting to a point where she can be a little more active.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. Like I think that's also contributed to kind of like the difficulty of things.
I have this image of like you and your entire family like, backpacking in the woods for like 4 days with everything you need on your back.
I'm
You did
looking
that
forward to that.
recently,
Like come hell or high water, I'm definitely taking Sawyer camping. At least camping. I don't know if backpacking is in his cards at the ripe old age of 3 just yet. It's like I don't want to carry him.
Right.
So like I want to go somewhere where he can like get around on his own.
Where his opinions will align with the goal of the hike.
Yeah. But I definitely want to take him like this summer. I think I know where I'm gonna go, but yeah.
What was the trail you did recently? It was outdoors. You said it was like a really intense, like 2-3 day, almost killed you kind of hike.
Yeah, we went up to this place called Hyatt Lake in Emigrant Wilderness. So like my buddy wanted to do like a really hard hike. He had never been backpacking at all ever. I was like, okay,
So you broke him in easy.
sure, huh?
So you broke him in easy.
Yeah, sort of. So we went to this place called Hyatt Lake. There's no trail to it, so you go cross country. He had a hard time adjusting to like using a map and listening to directions. Like not like me giving directions, but like directions of like where to go, like navigational directions. He thought it was like just walk straight, but in reality, like, you know, you use waypoints and like you get to a place and then you turn or whatever, right? Like we have a map and compass and all that. It was very difficult. Like the terrain was very difficult. There's a ton of brush. And then by the time, like there's only one place to get water, and like he had blown right past it. So I was like, I gotta catch up to him. And by the time that we got to like the top of the, like on the other side of the valley, I'm pretty sure I had like severe heat exhaustion, not quite heat stroke, but slept in the shade, like on top of this pass for like 3 hours, like, you know, this isn't good. Kind of going through my head. Yeah. He apologized the next day. Like once we got to camp, he apologized profusely, like the next morning. He's like, I did not expect that to kick my ass like that. Thanks, Chris. But it was good because like he's very, very in shape, and I definitely went like off the couch, like straight up dad bod, which contributed to my condition. Yeah. So, but like together we made one really good hiker because like psychologically I was like strong, but like psychologically he was very weak. Whereas like physically I like crumbled. Like I mean like the hike was fine. It's just like I got like seriously wrecked because of no water and like it was very hot.
And dad bod.
Yeah. Whereas he was fine, like physically, just emotionally wrecked. So, you know, like it's always bad when both people fall apart one way or another. Like, you know, this way, like we could kind of like keep each other going, which was helpful. But yeah, no, this was like the ego in me says like, this is only a 6-mile hike one way, which is hilarious. Cause like I've done like 30 miles in like rough terrain, but like on trail, and you know, it's a very hard day, but it's fine. This was like the hardest miles I've ever done anywhere ever in my life. And yeah,
I used to do
humbling experience.
So I used to hike a lot. I found, I mean, we're talking a long time ago already, but I found like, all right, so you can have like a really, really hard trail and it could be really, really long. But like for me, it always depended on the day. Like if today was a good day, it didn't matter. I could do 40 miles. But it could be the easiest, stupidest hike. And if it's the wrong day, it is the wrong day.
What I love
positive correlation between wrong day and hangover.
Man, I can't even imagine just hungover like that day plus hangover. Like I probably wouldn't have made it. What I like about backpacking is like it kills your ego. And what I mean by that is there's only one way to go, and that's like ahead, right? Like no one's going to carry your crap for you. Like you're in this, like the only way you're getting out is if you get yourself out, right? So it forces you to kind of just like put all your shit aside and just put one foot in front of the other and just do it, right? And I think like very few instances in life force you into that corner where you have to like fight out of that corner. And I like doing that. Like it's motivating.
I feel like that with binge watching. Like if I can plow through this, and it's
totally
up to
the
me.
same exact
Yes,
thing,
right? It's
Yes.
just one episode at a time. I can do this. I can get through this. I will nail this. I will watch the entire season in one sitting.
Exactly
No?
like that. Yes.
Because exactly.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
That's
Yeah,
what I
totally.
make sure I
Yeah,
understand. Like
yeah,
the same guy, right?
Yes.
Like, I would have made a great Marine.
100%. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. There's an entire branch of the military.
Binge watching.
It's actually yeah.
Binge watching.
It's yes. Netflix warriors they call them.
Better than mopping floors.
This is
My brother, by the
the-
way, my brother's in the army. He's like stationed somewhere like in Tacoma or something like that. So he says like, yeah, I'm in some like chemical unit division, but he's like, you know, all these like fancy words they use in the army for like describing things. Thinking in my head, like, you know, like chemical division, and you're talking about mixing this and how to deal with that. Like, dude, do you mop floors? And the chemicals is Mr. Clean? Is that what's going on here?
Just like a fancy rebranding of the
Right,
janitorial staff.
Right. Basically. The military. How long have we been going for? No one's been timing this. I feel like I should have been timing this.
11:33 my time. So
It took about 45 minutes for your microphone to work. So.
yeah,
I
I
don't-
vote you buy a normal mic.
This is a high quality mic.
I'm not doubting that.
This is-
I'm just saying.
Just-
What?
Like,
Wait, I'm
Michael
asking you a
literally
question.
does not
No.
work with
I'll stop you right there. What is not normal about it?
You don't hear the sound.
Yes.
No, that was Zoom. I don't know what it is. Okay, that's Zoom.
What's not normal about it is the function or lack thereof.
I have podcasted many a moons with this microphone. I blame your Zoom link. To be honest with you,
What?
I will just say
You
that.
can't turn tables.
Listen,
I take your insight on that.
it's 2020. I've seen what's going on in America. I can say whatever I want without any backup whatsoever.
Fair.
Right?
But if you're using
Wrong,
that mic, we
but
can't hear
fair.
you.
Wrong, but fair. Wait a second. Let me just wipe away the hair dye that's dripping down the side of my face while I'm talking. By the way, are we allowed to talk about this on this podcast? All right. Left, right, center, up, down, whatever you are. Rudy Giuliani has to be the biggest freak of nature I've ever seen. Like, where did he come from? Because, like, I remember he was mayor of New York City. When I grew up, he was the mayor of New York City. And I don't remember, like, you know, I wasn't old enough to understand the politics. Was he good? Was he bad? But he seemed like a normal, regular politician mayor. You saw him at the Yankee games. And then he disappears for 20 years, and then he reemerges. And this is him. What happened in that like span of time?
I was wondering that because again, I mean, I wasn't in the States, let alone New York, and I was like, hang on, was he a good mayor? Like, I feel like he was liked as a mayor. I don't remember.
I mean, like he was America's mayor after 9/11. Like, I'm sorry, I mean, like I definitely was not old enough to remember the politics, but I remember him on Saturday Night Live. I remember if you've watched the World Series. When the Yankees were in it in the 90s all the time, like he was sitting front row and he was a regular politician, agree or disagree with him. But now, like something tragic happened to him or something, I feel like.
I think he got caught doing something and it's so compromising that now he's on the hook for something. That's my personal theory. But hey.
Who knows? All right.
Or he was just always like that, but you know, he wanted to be a successful politician. That's no longer the pressure that he's under. He can do whatever he wants.
He's like, hey, I'm just gonna do me from now on.
Yeah.
I hesitate to say this because I want to stay away from politics, but I do think the last 4 years have eroded a sense of tradition and decorum that used to be in politics.
That I agree with. I don't think that that's necessarily like a
Secret
controversial statement.
Yeah.
I think that's like it's interesting. And we can move away from politics after this. Like there's almost like a sense of honor that existed, right? Like you did the right thing regardless of whether it may not benefit you directly, but it's still the right thing to do. So you do it. It was like the utilitarian good. Like that used to be a thing that existed in politics, right? And sometimes you did that for leverage down the road for other things that may benefit you. It could be strategic. The point is you still did it, right? Like that no longer exists. And I think that erosion is not only bad, it's toxic, right? It has like a compounding effect on society. Compounding negative effect on society. Personal opinion. Anywho.
That's profound. With that, and as
went to school for history and political science, like I can talk about this all day.
I love history. I'm a history buff. I have a history. My undergrad was history. Okay, how did we not talk about this whole time? Oh my god. Okay. Anyway,
mic was broken.
Right. Yeah, you were actually talking about it. We just couldn't hear it.
I was expounding upon the strategic difference between Vietnam and World War II. You missed a whole lecture. Anyway, from a serious topic like that to some rapid fire questions that we have. Okay, so these are basically for those of you first time listening. These are like random, out of left field kind of questions. Some of them are completely insane. Those are the ones I came up with, and some of them are just kind of funny and cute. Those are the ones that Yosef came up with.
So it's just like normal questions for you, Mordy.
For me, yeah, like totally normal questions.
Like nothing changes.
Nothing changed. Nothing changed. Yosef, you should kick it off with the first one, I think.
Okay, just answer with the first thing that comes to your head. Don't overthink it. This is our rapid fire question round.
All right.
Okay. East Coast or West Coast?
Best Coast, West Coast.
Mets or Yankees?
Mets, because I know that it hurts you.
Jets or Giants?
Jets, because I know that hurts you.
No, I'm a Steelers fan. Nah, you lose.
Yeah, totally.
You lose.
I'll go with Joe Namath. That's
by the way, I love Joe Namath. Sexiest man ever.
I just like his fur coat.
The guy
he wore a fur coat well.
He wore it well, and he still wears it well, which is amazing.
You know what you need to wear a fur coat well? Snow and winter.
What?
Snow and winter.
Yeah, I mean, I have no desire to wear a fur coat. I'm just commenting on Joe Namath's swag. Joe Namath.
Broadway Joe. Yeah. Okay, Rangers or Islanders?
Islanders, mainly because I'm a Flyers fan, so like saying Rangers is just
okay. And by the way, in case you haven't realized what's going on here, I am asking Yuriy to pick between two New York teams because I know how painful it is for him to choose anything New York when it comes to sports.
Like the food's good.
No, the food is good. Okay, burn a dumpster.
Did you know the Philadelphia cream cheese is actually a New York brand?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do you know
the history? Random history?
Yes.
So turn of the century.
Wait, why do you know this?
I don't know. I know.
That's a weird question. Why do you know something?
No, like why do you know dude, do you know the history of Keebler?
Elves? Like the elves? No, I don't. But so all right, real quick, the Philadelphia thing. Turn of the century, Philadelphia was a crossroads for like a lot of like high quality food importing. So, like importers and like across the country and internationally. So the best food, whether it was imported or originated, but came from Philadelphia.
Oh.
Philadelphia was synonymous with quality.
Ah.
So the schmoes in New York were like, how do we sell this? Let's call it Philadelphia cream cheese because that's quality.
That's interesting. My, how times have changed. Okay, so I've my favorite question of all these: burn a dumpster or throw a battery?
Ooh, it's not a rapid fire. I have to reason this out. It's 2020. I say burn a dumpster.
Burn a dumpster. Okay, so quick history on this. Philly fans, when they win or lose, they burn things. They burn the city down, which is amazing.
We don't always burn things.
When they win or lose?
Yes, when they win the Super Bowl, they destroy the city.
You can't make us happy. Yeah.
So it's just an expression of emotion.
Yes.
Right, but usually, yay, let's go get drunk.
Fire.
They're like, hey, let's go burn stuff down. And
I
also,
like...
they have a knack of throwing batteries at sports games.
By the way, New York also has a history of that.
Yes, yeah, we threw batteries at Kirby Puckett. Yeah.
Y'all aren't innocent. I'm just saying.
No, I'm not. Hey, okay, this is my last one, then I'll hand it back to Yosef. Lindsay Lohan or Lindsey Graham?
I mean, what? Parent Trap. How do you not like the Parent Trap?
Right. At least there's something to like. That's true. Okay.
Yeah, no, Lohan all day.
All right.
If you want the serious answer, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Okay, good. Fine. No, it's a serious question. Of course I want a serious answer.
Life or death.
For death. Okay, Yosef, you take it away.
Domain authority or meta descriptions?
What? Wait, we're like being topical now? Meta descriptions.
Suck it up or cry like a baby?
Suck it up.
Stiff upper lip. The Englishman likes it.
He does. That's why we're friends.
Right.
Eat to live or live to eat?
Depends on the day. I can't commit to one or the other. I'll ride the fence on that one.
I'll take this one. Born in the USA or Born on the Bayou?
Bayou.
Much better song. I agree. Credence.
Yeah. I'm not really a Springsteen fan, I gotta say.
Me neither. I went to his concert at Giant Stadium, I don't know, like 20 years ago.
It was probably like, I hear he puts oh really? I heard he puts on a pretty good show.
No, it's a great show. Just like, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. I don't know. It's heretical. Okay, Yosef, back to you.
Monorail or subway?
Ooh.
Monorail or subway?
Yeah.
Subway. But can we go back? Like CCR is just like a fantastic band in general. I just want to.
Yeah.
Like
unbelievable.
If you have any other questions, like compare CCR to another band, it's probably.
Do you like Fogerty on his own?
I gotta say, I'll be honest. I don't really know a lot of the stuff that he put out.
If you heard it, there's a couple.
I'm sure I've heard it and like, oh, I didn't realize that was like a solo act. He has like a very distinct voice, which I love his voice. And
he got sued for his own song. He did a.
Yeah, I don't really know the history of the drama, like of the falling out.
I think there was something like he put out a song by himself, and I think it was on another record label, and then the original record label for CCR sued him for stealing his own music, something like that. Like, it's a crazy thing.
That's funny. The record industry is screwed up.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Okay, what's the next, Yosef?
John Oliver or John Mulaney?
Oliver.
Really?
Really? Who chooses Mulaney?
I think he's funny.
Well, I'm not saying he's funny, but it's like average funny. Which
John Oliver
you get giggles. Me. John Oliver is just like over the top.
Me so much.
Where's the loyalty?
He's a fellow countryman.
Where's the loyalty?
Yeah, come on.
I
love his directness, right? Mulaney like dances around with like, punchlines. Like there are no I like the comedy that has no punchline. It's just like the entire story is great.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like Seth
John Oliver is very good at delivery. Whereas like comics that I don't like comics that like set up for punchlines, right? Like Chappelle was a very good comic that doesn't do that.
Right.
He just tells a story and like the story is absurd. And you're like, this is hilarious.
Love Chappelle. By the way, Oliver's metaphorical humor, like when you watch the his TV show, and he'll like throw up an image and you catch the connection between what he's saying and the image. Brilliant. It's like absolutely brilliant. High level, high intelligence comedy. That's why Yosef. Yeah. Okay, now it makes sense.
I like that Oliver commits 100% to the joke.
Right.
I'll give you that. I will give you.
Let's wrap this up quickly.
Budapest or Bangkok?
Say that again.
Budapest or Bangkok?
I've never been to Budapest, so I'll say Bangkok.
Okay. And final question: dumplings or sushi?
Ooh. Dumplings. Easily. But like real dumplings. I'm sorry. Like I love dumplings I know like this is where we bonded, Yosef, but like
there's a ritual.
There are so many better dumplings out there.
Fair enough.
We should go to Din Tai Fung next time we're in Seattle.
We should go anywhere next time we can go to Seattle. We should just go to Seattle when we can go to Seattle.
I'll take that. Yeah, I'll start with that. But I'm just saying like Din Tai Fung, it's Americanized. Like I mean it's pretty good. It's traditional. But they're good. They're so much better. But they're also like, keep in mind that the dumplings that you have at Dumplings Are and dumplings that you have like at like a Taiwanese restaurant, or like Chinese restaurant, very different, right? And meant to be eaten differently. Anyway.
Great. I'm glad
We
we
talked
settled
about
that.
dumplings for a while. Yeah. Sorry, Morty, you're excluded from this conversation.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to say...
In every episode, we have this moment where I know nothing about what's going on because it's about American culture or history or music or things.
Or America in general.
And I've lived here 10 years.
I'm joking.
When did you leave the country?
I don't know. 7 years ago.
There you go. So we swapped. And then there are moments where we talk about British things and Morty's rolling his eyes.
Right. I thought when you said cream and the jelly thing, you're dumping jelly into milk.
I can't
What?
have this conversation again.
Wait, hold on.
And we're gonna end on this. We're gonna end.
No, I need to understand this.
Okay, so the Brits have this thing of cream and jam
On a scone, you have your cream and then you put jam on top.
What is the cream?
See, to an American, cream is milk.
It's not milk.
No, to an
Like
when
cream
you say
cheese?
right, it's cream
Is that what
cheese.
It's cream cheese and jam?
That's not cream cheese.
It's whatever. What is
it?
Meet me in London and I'll show you.
Wow.
Is it like
It's whipped cream. It's like whipped cream. It's not even whipped cream. It's just like a thick cream.
Like it's a dessert cream.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
fine.
sweet.
It's like very whipped, thick. Like
Whipped
I would
cream.
imagine, and I don't.
Whipped
I don't
cream.
bake it. Like,
Miracle Whip.
I don't-
It's freaking Miracle Whip.
No, it's not Miracle Whip. It's made from real animal product. It's not vegan. It's not chemical. I imagine, and I'm no baker at all. I'd imagine if you are making your own butter from scratch, I would imagine it's somewhere in that process before it turns to butter and separates.
Is it like
gonna solidify?
clotted cream or like clotted milk? Like there's like a thing.
It's
right?
probably clotted
Why
cream.
is this so complicated? Is
I
it
don't know.
butter? Is it Miracle
Yeah,
Whip?
but like the Brits also like do the thing where like crisps are potato chips.
That's just a different
And
word.
like fries are not like it's just that's wrong.
Yeah, but like,
that's hundreds of
why
levels.
is it
That's like
no? But why is
underground
it so
Subway.
hard to understand like cream? Like it was just not. The point of the story is that when you say cream to an American, you mean milk. Like, how do you take your coffee? Cream and sugar? So like he's talking about like
I've never understood what the cream thing is that you guys call for coffee.
because
Like, it
the
doesn't add up to me.
top you skim the cream off
Hold
the
on,
top of the
what
milk.
would you call that by the way? Like if
No,
I wanted
I don't know, 'cause
cream
you
and
put
like
milk and
cream and
sugar
sugar
in
in my
tea.
coffee, how would you order that in
I
like
drink my
London?
coffee black. I don't drink coffee, but when I did, I drank it black.
I too drink my coffee black.
Then I can't answer the
Usually.
question.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is when he's talking about first you put the jelly onto the cream, like why are you guys dumping jelly into milk? Like I don't understand what's going on here.
It's jam, not jelly. It's a
I know I do
preserve.
that on purpose. I
can't. I'm quitting the podcast.
Jelly.
Jelly?
You win.
Yeah, but those are actually different things, right? Like jam, jelly, and there's
Preserves.
Preserves, right? They're like various levels of like being strained, right?
Well, like a
preserves, I
marmalade
think
would
like
be a
have all the
preserve.
fruit. Jam has like pieces of fruit. Like jelly has no fruit in it, like actual like remnant fruit.
I feel like in England, that's jam with bits and jam without bits.
This is going too far. We're gonna end this here.
Listen, I mean, I'm sorry to
You
all
cut
of your
me
British listeners, but I'm going to say the thing that everybody understands is like the English aren't really known for their food. Like the best
Ooh.
food in England is like Indian or Pakistani or Turkish. Like, and it's really, really good. Like, you know,
Oh, you don't like oxtails, dude?
Can we edit the ending to like 90 seconds?
No,
ago?
no, this is perfect.
I'm just like, look, it's like the British Empire extended far,
Keeps
and
going.
they imported
Keeps
a
going.
ton of fantastic food. And because of that, they kind of outsourced the food quality. Like they never actually learned how to cook themselves. So
No, I think home cooking in the UK is much larger than it is in the US.
clearly,
Really?
I'm clearly joking. Oh, every one of your British listeners, please understand that this is a joke meant to get under Yosef's skin. And
Right.
clearly
This whole thing is about getting under Yosef's skin.
When you say this whole thing, you mean the segment or like the
No, the whole
podcast?
podcast.
the whole podcast, yeah.
Now I understand.
This is what happens when you play phone tag with me. I would have gotten all of this out on the phone had either of us picked up what the other.
I mean, that's fair.
For the
We've been
last
trying
2
to
weeks.
speak since like, I don't know, 2018 at this rate.
Okay,
Longest game of phone tag ever.
Okay, fellas, we gotta wrap this up. We're like way over. Like we wanted like what 20 minutes for this podcast, 25 minutes. Like
well,
what, like an
your
hour.
microphone problems.
No recording time, buddy. Recording time.
Nah.
Yeah, Yuriy,
Thank you for
thank you.
joining us.
What he said. Thank you for joining us.
Please.
I was going to say, do the whole
Quick, wrap it up.
Right. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to tune in to the next episode of Behind the SEOs. You can subscribe at behindtheseos.com. Check us out at behindtheseos.com and on Twitter at Behind SEOs. And of course, subscribe on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Spotify, or wherever you consume your podcast material. Thank you so much for listening.